Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, I'm going to go over to the New York Post, and yeah, it's a lot going on. I noticed that lately I've been doing a lot of stories in terms of people doing unsavory things, and I just feel like personally I need to get these stories out so people can be aware of what's going on and how deep this issue goes. A lot of the times it gets swept underneath the rug because it's not particularly palatable for, a lot of people to sit here and understand. But if it could save one child, if it could save one person, then I'm all for that. With that being said, this is in the U.S. news. It says, who is Robert Shinn, TikTok cult leader whose home was raided in federal sex trafficking probe? I will list the article writer and all of the details in the description as they become available. I definitely will do that. So, just stay, tuned in. And we about to get into this article. It says investigators from at least 4 federal agencies raided a California home Friday, linked to a mysterious TikTok cult. Pastor Robert Shinn, the founder of a so-called talent agency that allegedly exploited amateur dancers with promises of TikTok stardom. A handful of people were led away from the home, located in Los Angeles, Tahunga neighborhood, in handcuffs. Wow, this is crazy work. After FBI, IRS, and U.S. Postal Service and Labor Department of agents swooped in on the residents. However, it was unclear if Shinn, age 87, who has been linked to a cult leader, was among them. So who exactly is Robert Shinn? In 1994, he founded the Shekinah Church, a Christian congregation recent profiled in Netflix documentary series Dancing with the Devil. The 7M TikTok cult that initially served as a house of worship for Korean Americans in LA. Shinn also owned 7M Films and is associated with several other California businesses, including Shinn Entertainment Corporation, IP Random Films, IHD Studios, and Glory Bag Records. Okay. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. But this is a picture, I presume, of Robert Shinn. It is a picture of Robert Shinn, and the article goes on to say he shares ownership of the home that was raided Friday with multiple people. That's not suspicious. A self-proclaimed man of God, Shinn is alleged to have lured dancers to sign with his talent agency 7M Films. He allegedly assured them that he could turn them into TikTok sensations. Instead, Shinn allegedly financially and physically manipulated and abused the dancers, encouraging some of them to disown their families. Oh, wow. Other dancers have accused Shinn of SA. Chill. These people. Allegedly. The church allegedly encouraged members to surrender their time and money in support of its mission to save 1 billion souls from damnation. Man. The warrants served at the house Friday involved allegations of sex trafficking, money laundering, mail fraud, tax evasion, and COVID-19 related fraud, according to the Los Angeles Times. Still others were forced to join Shekinah Church and later served as recruiters for 7M. Okay. Shinn, who is married to Hannah Shinn, has previously denied claims that the Shekinah Church and 7M are affiliated, the TV Insider reported. The Canadian-born Shinn is estimated to be worth $15 million. One of his children, singer-songwriter Chloe Shinn, defected from the church in 2022, with her husband Daniel Joseph also, according to the Cosmo, which added that he also has two sons, Conrad and Isaiah. Her music has appeared on reality TV shows like Queer Eye and The Real Housewives, as well as movies Random Encounters, a 2013 movie starring Meghan Markle that was produced by her father. I believe that is his daughter right there with him. Several former dancers and ex-members of Shekinah Church teamed up to sue Shinn in 2022. The lawsuit alleges exploitation in labor law violations by the church and Shinn, and remains active. In 2009, a woman named Lynn Chung sued Shinn, alleging he forced her to turn over $3.8 million in assets through undue influence and mind control, coercive persuasion, oppression, and other intimidating tactics, according to the lawsuit. She also said that the church made her work 6 days a week but never paid her. A judge ultimately ruled against her. In 2011, Jean Healy, I hope I pronounced that right, a former Shekinah member, sued Shinn for allegedly forcing her to work full-time for only $30 weekly. Slip-in. She won the case, and Shinn was ordered to pay her compensation she should have received. Shinn himself filed a defamation lawsuit against several former church members after they referred to the organization as a cult, according to CNN. And that is the end of the article right there. They just raided that man's house. Well, I guess I don't know whose house it is. They said it's owned by several people. This is the house in question right here. Definitely very disturbing. When I talk about these topics, whether they be Kelly, Diddy, the Orange and Chief, or Bepstein, and anyone else, I only seek to bring awareness to what's going on in our world. A lot of things that is being covered up that should not be covered up. There's a lot of victims in this world. There are a lot of people that need help, that should have been helped, that didn't receive the help, and I feel bringing attention to it would definitely keep people mindful about their daily lives, their surroundings, loved ones, family members, children, etc. Because anyone has the potential, if meeting anyone, to become a potential victim, because you never know what another person is doing, what their mindset is, their goals or intentions, so yeah, basically, it's very crazy that it took this long for them to actually do this, but I understand the process in so many ways. Just like for example, Diddy, they were looking at him since the 90s, after a couple of incidents went down and things like that, and they pretty much put it on the back burner, but didn't whole time gathering evidence and things of that nature. And ultimately, he was convicted of 2 lesser charges, but it still remains that he is a convicted sex offender, So at the end of the day, justice was served in a small portion, but there are rumors, as far as that's concerned, about new indictments. So I look forward to that. But going back to the article itself, Shinn, this gentleman, and apparently he has the resources and to be able to do things like this, whether he earned these resources on his own or as alleged in a portion of this article, a woman was forced to turn over a significant amount of money and devote her life to the Shekinah church. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. My apologies if I mispronounced the word or, any other word in here, okay? But, what do you guys think? It's becoming very prevalent, given today's technology and things like that. Back in the day, people didn't have the, ability and the privilege to be able to, just, pick up a phone and get news from all around the world. Sometimes in our back door, like LA, I ain't even gonna lie, for me is a hot spot for this type of predatory behavior, and it's no dig at LA. I love LA, with the utmost, but just, any place else, there's some weird things going on. But again, you guys let me know what you think. Drop down in the comment section. I would definitely love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And with that, you guys, I will get back with you in the next video. I am appreciative of you watching this video or any other video. But until then, always remember, be good to yourself first.